Hey guys, we are live. It's David here with the Whiskey Rebellion. How are y'all doing this fine evening, gentlemen? Mr. Billy, Mr. Gino. Billy's muted. Cool. I was gonna say before we say anything else, watching because we're all watching the opening credits now, like the intro, whatever. Gino, the picture, that first picture of you with your beard and that, and I was like, that looks like Gino's dad at this point. Because if this man has not lost a cheerleader, like seriously, in the last year or so, like
Pretty close, man.
seriously.
I'm flirting with 90 pounds gone over the year. Pretty much started it in February. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm flirting with that. I get right down within percentage points of it with
Mm,
decimal points of 90, and I gain a little bit, for whatever.
mm.
And I'm
That happens.
striving for it, man. But I don't claim that victory until I'm there for at least 4 days in a row. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
coming very soon.
Okay. Good. 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 Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, man.
And
You look good.
and
You look
no,
healthy. You look
it
amazing.
has not stopped my intake.
Look at that. And Jennifer's there.
Thank you,
Hey,
Jennifer.
Jennifer, saying that you look great. See, there you go. You got the
I, I
endorsement.
was
So
I was
you're.
cleaning pictures off of my cell phone the other day because yeah, I have tons of pictures on my cell phone from all the food and all the other stuff that I post randomly. And I saw some old pictures of myself, and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very happy with where I'm at, and I still haven't reached my ultimate goal. I'm pushing for it. I'll be there before summer.
Good.
Nice.
What is your ultimate goal weight? Like if you can get there. Like
I'll talk to that on the after show because I'm still embarrassed of what my starting weight was.
first of all, don't worry.
But
But
uh,
I understand. I understand.
let's put it this way: to date, from last February to now, I am down almost 10 pants sizes. I am down 3 shirt sizes.
Jeez.
Most of the clothing that I've got now, even the new clothing that I've got, is oversized
Mm,
because I'm still just dropping the weight over and over again. And it's through no forms of magic or this or that. It is basically it started out as willpower. It was mine, like I rule my body, and it started with portion control with the size of your fist. Everybody's fist is different, but each portion that I serve for myself
mm,
is no larger than my fist. The other part, and for people my generation know it more than most, when you had your plate of food, you were born and raised, you cleaned your plate.
100%.
Now, when you're full, you stop, you walk away.
Yeah, I would have a
The
hard time with that. I
other
still have
things
a hard
about
time
that,
with that.
tons. I drink almost upwards of 150, 160 ounces of water a day. A lot of water, a lot of protein. I have not cut out carbs. I still have my carbs. I still do that. Matter of fact, tonight was homemade pizza night.
There you go.
Buddy who is friends of me and see my Facebook, you'll see the stuff that I'm cooking. But what I'm cooking is I'm cooking clean. I'm not eating processed foods. And
Mm-hmm.
pretty much if it's advertised on TV, it's not on my plate because that's not good for you.
No.
But
I
those are the things that I've done, and I still have my vices. I still have my bourbon, my whiskey, my rye. I still have
mm-hmm.
what I want to eat. All that good, happy stuff. It's not been a process of denial, and I think that's what's helped me succeed so far. But now that we're totally off topic,
No, that's what the whole point of the show is, to get off
Whole
topic.
point.
Isn't that like almost kind of really the thing?
it's what we are
There
consuming.
you go.
This is one of my new favorites, Lux Row. This is, I don't know if you can read that. There
Yeah, I
we
think
go.
I saw you guys talking about it in the chat
It
the
is
other day.
their double single barrel. What they have done is taken 2 different single barrels and they've blended them together. This is awesome. It is a very nice pour. Uh, dig right off the top. I mean, off the notes. Let me see. I got my notes written down over here. Let me look. Let me pull them back up while we're sitting there talking. Because I had to write them down as I'm doing this. I get lemon, nose, caramel, a little bit of oak on the nose. On the palate,
Mhm.
the orange and a little bit of baking spice, dry oak, and like hot chocolate. The
Hot
finish,
chocolate, really.
hot chocolate. It's like, you take Hershey's hot chocolate
Mhm.
and just do without the cream, without all that stuff, just Hershey's hot chocolate.
Okay.
It's right there on the back of the tongue. I don't know whether that's the bitterness you pull off the sides of the back of the sides of the tongue, but it's like I get that kind of feel to it. But then the finish does a 180 again. There comes the caramel, there comes the oakiness, there comes the baking spice, there comes the pepper. But it's very short and pronounced, but very short, does not linger. This is running about, I don't know. I'd have to look up what the proof is because it's not on the barrel. But being single barrel, I'm gonna guesstimate it's running around about 115 proof, maybe 120 proof.
No doubt.
It is very drinkable, very approachable. There's nothing really as far as flavor wise that outstanding. Nothing that's dominant, but you'll find if you find it and try it, the flavor profile just kind of rolls and rolls and rolls through as you consume it. It's very nice. If you find it, it's well worth picking up, especially at the price point. For me, it was right around about $60.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
That is an awesome price point for this. I mean, yeah, this is my third bottle of it now. I see it again.
So you're a fan, huh? Okay.
Next time I see it, yep, it's coming home with me. It's very good.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Before you go, Billy, Jennifer was just commenting about the food. Said, "Yeah, your food makes me hungry." Billy's too, obviously, and Jody's. I'm gonna be charitable. I mean, think that's supposed to mean that oh, it's so good, rather than it's gross. Because honestly, like as much as I want to throw him under the bus right now, he cooks some good fucking food. Like I've never had a bad meal at his house, so I can't say otherwise. So anyway,
except for all that green stuff he keeps putting in his food. I mean, I don't understand that. All that shrubbery in the food. I mean, it's
Marky Mark.
There he is.
Muted. There you are,
What's
sir.
up? What's up, my brother? Sorry, I'm actually running late. I was heading to the Jack event, but I'm running late right now, so I am in the rain.
Man, well, just be safe, all right. Keep them eyes on the road.
Be careful.
That's
yes.
Good. We're gonna need you in that undisclosed public office that you're running for. So
Amen to that.
we need you in there. So please be safe. It all looks so freaking good, Jennifer. Yeah, it sure does. Billy, what are you drinking, sir?
I'm having just my go-to mixers.
Nothing wrong with it.
Again, being with everything that I'm, trying to get the business and everything set up, I don't find myself chasing a lot of bottles. I got so many bottles to deal with that I'm not going after much. I guess if I've seen anything as of lately that I'm curious about, it's the Traveler. I don't know if it just all of a sudden caught fire. I don't know anything about it. I've never seen it on the shelf. If I happen to come across it or can get my hands on a bottle of it, I'll try it. But
Hey, Billy.
Yes, sir.
So it might be too sweet for you.
Okay.
It's Chris Stapleton's. It's a blended Buffalo Trace Sazerac mash bill, 90 proof. But it's not a bourbon; it's a whiskey.
Okay.
And so,
Is it a weeder?
I don't remember it being a weeder. I have to go back. I think I put the label in the chat, but I have to go back and look at it.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
sweet.
don't do that now.
I don't know. I can't do it right now. But I would be really surprised if they didn't add something in there. To be honest with you, the vanilla was so. It's a whiskey with so much vanilla. I can't imagine there's not a couple of drops of vanilla extract being in it.
Really?
And it's a 90 proof that drinks like an 80 proof. Put it like this: Basil drinks hotter than Traveler does.
Really? Wow.
And Basil's 80 and Traveler's 90 proof.
That's dangerous.
I mean, to me, it would be it's a really good introductory whiskey. Again, it's not a bourbon. If you have folks that want to get into whiskey or they want to get into bourbon, that might not be a bad intro for it.
Cool.
But I didn't get 90 proof out of it at all.
It seems like it's at a reasonable price, but with all the hoopla and fire behind it, I don't see that price staying like that for very long. Though.
Is it the Stapleton thing? Like
Yep.
I don't know if
That'd
is it
be
a
my
country
guess.
singer
Yep.
or a football player or what, but like
It's a country singer. If you remember, you may have remembered the
bad boy.
song. You may have heard it. Tennessee Whiskey is the song he's most famous for.
Yeah.
And he did the national anthem, I think, last year's Super Bowl or one of those, or some sports ball thing.
Yeah. See, I like how that's infected the rest of the group now. That was great.
Yeah, I think I might be the first
Canadian whiskey blend. All right, Chuck.
Yeah, I think I might be the first, the only one. But I don't see any of you all liking it.
Okay.
I could very well be wrong, but if I get my hands on a bottle, so I got to try it from our distributor here. So the MSRP is 27. Well, it's 27 out of 27 per bottle per case. So the stores are hitting right around 45. If I could find one at about maybe, I don't think I'd pay more than 44 because it would just sit with me. Nobody would drink it.
Yeah. Oh hell, especially with your collection. I mean, it's the kind of thing that will get ignored easily. Yeah. I was like, this is the kind of thing like you go out and say Nashville at night, you're gonna do shots with your friends or something like that, and like you do a shot of this because it's not Jack Daniels for once, so like that kind of thing. But
kind of like what Mark said, a nice introductory whiskey. It's like, hey, have you tried this?
And you'll shoot it, and everyone will say it's smooth. Like that's it's one of those things.
Yeah,
and I know people go when they say that when they don't know better. But
when you mention Stapleton, they'll go nuts. Oh, Chris Stapleton. Oh, the Texas whiskey guy. Yeah, the Texas whiskey guy. Yeah, they'll go crazy for that.
Exactly.
Like I say, it's all marketing. It's not. I don't want to make it sound bad. It's not bad. I just know. I remember the very first time I tried it. The first thing I said was, bourbon drinkers are not going to like it. I didn't get very much oak with it. I didn't get a lot of wood. To me, it sounds.
I want to try it, but like it sounds like a celebrity whiskey for like woo girls and party goers and stuff like that. So, But you laughing at the woo girls thing? That's totally a Nashville thing because it's like bachelorette destination for some reason. If people don't know this, that like there's like party buses and stuff like that, and it's all girls, with the glass roof and stuff like that, and they're all dancing, and they'll go to all the honky tonks and all the clubs.
Right on Broadway.
Yeah, right on Broadway, 2nd Avenue, and the little pedal tavern things when the pedals don't actually work, but they don't tell you that, and so everyone's pedaling like they're gonna go faster, like idiots, That's what it's for. I think that's what it's for. But all that being said, y'all know me. I'm a trash panda, so I probably wouldn't turn my nose up at it either. So
yeah. But, I'll if I remember, I'll ping my guy Charlie, who I had in the group a couple weeks ago. Charlie will tell you it, and I meant to put a couple of the reviews in with us. I just forgot. Just so damn busy. But when it first dropped, people were going nuts. Oh shit, it's here! They got it here! And it's, to me, it's like when your favorite artist puts out an album or that movie, you'll get the initial sales, but you're not getting follow up.
Yeah, after that first week or whatever, the drop off. Yep. Yeah, I think it's the kind of thing that it'll probably be a flash in the pan.
Because even now you don't hear that much about it. I mean, when it first dropped, it was everywhere. Everybody was talking about it, but it's kind of cooled down now.
Yeah, I feel like I've been one of those things like Crown Peach or something like that. Everyone lost their mind for like 6 months about. Like seriously, no. Like I've been to liquor stores with friends. This is I guess a few years ago, and like they were buying up all the Crown Peach, like it was
God bless them.
Better than sliced bread or whatever. Like I don't know, but like that's how it was. But yeah, and Chuck said bingo to the whole Woo Girls thing. So not wrong there. Hey Mark, so what are you drinking tonight? Don't answer that. I felt compelled. I'm drinking some Maker's Mark Private Select.
Oh, nice.
Signage very much on the bottle, but this is it's their Private Select. This is I wanted a hotter drink tonight because it's cold in general. I want something to warm me up. So this one comes in at 110.2 proof, and it's really nice. I mean, you guys know Maker. Pretty much everything they make is pretty good. Really enjoy this one. I could tell you about the staves and stuff like that, but the takeaway is like subdued cherry, light bit of caramel, like oaky pepper kind of minced throughout. Very balanced. Very enjoyable drink. Try not to fuck it up too much. I've had this bottle for a little over maybe 2 years, honestly. But I don't know how much longer it's going to last at this rate. But great drink. Always love the makers. Always looking for the private select, and that's a store pick as well out of Fairview. And we're friends with them folks at Fairview through the Nashville Bourbon Barrel folks. So shout out to them. It's a great store. Please go check them out. Yeah. So that's got us caught up. I was telling Gino before the show. My fiance and stepson they got COVID, and I was out sick last week. I don't know if it was COVID or not. I never got tested. I felt like crap, but unfortunately, work was closed anyway due to the snow and ice. So, like, I got days to recover from that. But she tested positive just today. She's sick in bed, but like, not awful kind of thing. But we're just hanging in there. She's more worried about like giving COVID to the dog and stuff. She's been Googling that. Like, yes, apparently you can give COVID to your dog, and you can get COVID from a dog, apparently. So who knew? Oh. We lost Mark, and Mark is rejoining. Hey, I don't know what's going on here. Did you get abducted by a UFO? I don't know what's going on here.
No, sorry.
The Blair Witch Project.
We got crazy rainstorm coming through here.
Monsoon season.
Hey, Mark,
we don't normally get that.
No, we're losing him. Hey, Mark, as much as we love having you with us, please just be safe. Focus on the road.
Be safe, sir.
All that. You can stay in the call or whatever, but don't worry about that. Yeah, till you get where you're going. Okay, just want you to be safe, man. Yep. But yeah, so everyone froze their ass off in most of the country, most of last week. Apparently, if you're in, hang on a second, I got a private message here. Okay, yeah, he's gonna listen in. Okay, cool. That, I guess if you're up in, West Virginia, Maryland, and places like that, you might still have 2 feet of snow and have it be negative 10 degrees or whatever. But like,
not quite.
Most of the rest of us have had enough of that, and we're finally starting to see a thaw. It's warming up. But yeah, real cold last week. A lot of snow and ice. Local schools are actually out again tomorrow just because the ice hasn't cleared up enough. And school buses. That's what it comes down to. That they.
I seen Jody.
It's not worth it.
Like the ice. The ice on the roads, you guys got that pretty bad. I hate the ice because you just can't tell.
Yeah,
I'd rather have just snow. You can deal with that.
Yeah, I had a
different animal.
I had a full on. I was going to work,
and then Billy. I mean, hell, you can't walk outside down in Miami. You got the iguana warnings, man. The iguanas are falling from the trees.
Iguana warnings.
Well, that's a real thing. I've seen that.
I've seen it. Yes. No.
But what people miss about Florida, believe it or not, Jacksonville and like Tallahassee up in the Panhandle, they actually get flurries. It does happen. The iguana thing, it's real. They're not dead. They kind of go into a hypnotic state, if you will.
Mm. Oh yeah,
because the reason
stasis or something,
cold-blooded.
Yeah, because when you see them, they're always kind of suntan out on the concrete because all the heat that's built up in it. So when we get those 50s and 40s, the concrete is not hot enough for them to really get any kind of real survival. So it's a little tough for them. But
so they shut down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well. So hopefully all the iguanas are going to be all right. Jennifer had in the VIP posted it was like a Facebook video or something. It went viral. I didn't actually get to see it, unfortunately, because I was driving and stuff. But so she said, hey, Jennifer, if you want it, you can repost that here, and maybe people see that because this will make it into like the chat log or whatever. So if you want folks to see that, go ahead and repost it here in the chat.
And if you're not in the VIP, I don't know what's
wrong. Then you are missing out. I'll get to watch it. I'll get to watch it afterwards. How are you going to see it? So, yeah. She said, "Yeah, fire truck." Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yes. So anyway, so I did pick something a little bit warmer to drink on tonight, just because it's been colder and just to kind of get the chill off. Because like, even still, like it's still too cold for me. Yankee card's gone.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I this morning when I got out to my Volkswagen, fired it up, -4 degrees, and it's like, yeah, no. I've got 2 foot of snow on the ground, over 2 foot of snow on the ground. I like to barbecue. I like to smoke. I can't do any of that because there's just too much.
Yeah, you can't really do much when there's 2 feet of snow on the ground. We lost Billy's on the video. There he is.
There's my hero's back. Yeah. Billy's my hero. I aim to be close enough to get my barbecue as close to Cafe 305.
Listen, it's all in the works.
It's like
my door sign should be up by the end of the week. It's just really building everything brick by brick, I don't want to get myself too deep in any kind of loans or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been buying equipment for like the last 3 years,
Yeah.
So I would probably say a good 70% of everything I need I already have.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's going to help so much with your overhead and all that.
Oh, yeah.
It's making me want
excited for you, man, for real.
Yeah. So it's a good thing. I'm fortunate enough to, know what it is that I'm going after. But I will say this. I am not a big religious nut, but there's times when I feel like God allows me to be tested to see if this is what I really, really, really want. If this is really what you want to get into, like this deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I always try to keep a positive attitude and, keep my chin up. But man, when you keep your chin up, you got to recognize you're going to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And I think I heard it when Mike Tyson said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yep.
So
you gotta adjust. And that's a real hard thing. Mark's in the chat here. He's saying
hungry.
About he says he's hungry. He did say he's hungry.
When the hell is he
before
not?
that? I know, right?
Guy's a bottomless pit. I mean,
man after my own heart. Says this abominable rain will be 3/4 inches of snow up in Flagstaff or Colorado. I believe that. Yeah. We actually had some rain here that helped wash some of this stuff off.
We're supposed to get
late last week, and it was fortunate that it did. But then it dropped below freezing, and so a lot of that turned into ice.
We're forecasted for that tomorrow, and it's going to be very bad if it hits the way it hits because there's going to just be mass flooding. Yeah, because there's no place for the rain to go.
Yeah, it's everything's saturated. Yeah. That's what a lot of people.
Not going to be good.
All right, you see this, guys, right here, Jennifer's
link. Click on that link.
Click on that link. Go check it out. Be entertained. It's going viral. We're helping out. All right. Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, other than that, like I said, just wanted a hot drink because it was so cold out. Hot, not as in temperature wise, but as in proof wise. Something to warm me up a little bit. When it's super cold, I guess kind of a question topic. When it is like super duper cold out, when it is sub-zero, or if you're Billy, if it is like 50 degrees out. That's about the equivalent, right?
Well, so for us, everything's relative, like they say. So, I respect you guys when you guys can deal with those kind of conditions. But I think what we have to remember, South Florida, and especially Miami in particular, we are not weatherized to deal with that kind of weather,
Mm-hmm.
So even for us, when we get into the high 40s, that's really, really cold for us. It really is.
Yeah.
So, everybody's bundled up,
T-shirt weather.
It is for you guys. I don't know about that, but, it's just one of those things where when it's cold out like that, I still will go outside and have a cigar, but in the garage, I'll still have a nice drink, maybe even have some hot tea and add a little something to it,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's anything in particular. And I like the high proof stuff, but I'm really kind of the middle of the road type of guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the Stag Juniors. You know, some of these things I hear now that will send you into outer space. They're cool if you like that, but
Yeah.
it's just not my thing.
I feel
No.
it.
You know, so it's a matter of what's your go-to, what's your daily, what do I like to have with my cigar. You know, a lot of it has to do with the mood that I'm in. If I feel like I'm in a particularly rough mood, I actually stay away from alcohol altogether.
Yeah, if I'm like dog ass sick, like I'm not gonna drink, like because
Oh no.
if I already have a headache, there's no way I'm consuming alcohol because like alcohol is always a path to a headache. Once I've had enough, it's a guarantee, right? You know,
hydrate.
Where the headache starts is kind of a moving target depending on general health, how well you're hydrated, if you're rested, if you had food, all these other things. But like eventually, I'm going to get to the point where I have a headache, and when I have a headache, this is the last thing I ever want to do is drink. And when I'm sick, I almost always have a headache. So,
right. And you know, if I'm under the weather, I don't have a cigar.
yeah, that
You
makes
know,
sense too.
so it's one of those things where you just get to the point to where having a drink is a pleasurable experience.
Right.
You know, I don't see any of us that drink to become intoxicated. We're just not into it like that.
Well,
I mean, listen, I like it.
not like in a general sense, not like I won't ever do it, but like, yeah.
No, absolutely. We've all done it.
I'm not getting drunk tonight. I mean, none of us. I mean,
Right.
well, okay, maybe Gino. I don't know. He's a little red in the face, but
no,
Gino was always red in the face.
I mean, I definitely enjoy a great buzz. You know,
for sure.
a nice buzz.
Yes.
That's what I look for. But like, am I falling and stumbling over? I've done it a couple of times, but I'm at the age where I want to enjoy my alcohol. You know, I want to enjoy the experience with my wife. You know, after dinner, you know, after a long hard day of work. You know, sometimes I'll even go even lighter and just have a beer.
Yeah.
You know,
there's nothing wrong with it.
It's all about what you like. Of course, moderation and be responsible. You know, I think all those things are important, especially we have a tendency to spend more on alcohol than the average person would. So we'll look at a bottle that's $40 and $50. We're not looking to down it in one day.
No,
that's just not. That's not what we do. It's not like it's a $20 bottle of Absolute, you know, where you're gonna mix it with a 2-liter and hammer the whole thing and pray for forgiveness the next day.
Yeah,
we're just not into it like that.
Daylight next day.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I have
like a bad time
where I could look around and be like, Jesus, what am I gonna drink tonight? You know, what do I feel like? I'm not gonna even lie. This bottle of Michter's, I just opened it last night. This bottle of Michter's has been in my cabinet on down underneath probably about 2 years.
You can see behind me.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's one of those things where, and this is not an expensive bottle. This is like $45-$50, I think.
Yep.
So even still, I'm not gonna get here and get hammered on this because I feel like I want to enjoy it, so I just don't do it like that.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the point.
No,
I like to, just like Billy said, I like to get up, get that buzz going, and maintain that through my evening.
That's the real way to, like, even when I go out like with friends to hang out and stuff like that, and we are going to get, a little bit intoxicated, like there's a difference between getting like drunk and like having a nice buzz. You just kind of, that's what he said. I just want to roll a buzz. Like I just, I just want to have that buzz and just kind of maintain it and enjoy what I'm drinking while I'm doing it. I'm not like trying to get to some end goal of enough alcohol consumed so I can feel like I won something.
No.
You know what I mean?
And one of the things to remember, and especially for people just getting into this, drink water as you drink your whiskey. Whether it's rye, whether it's bourbon, whether it's whiskey, drink water, stay hydrated. The better hydrated you are, the less chance you have having that hangover the following day.
Absolutely.
That hangover comes from not being hydrated enough. If you're going to consume in the evening, spend your day getting hydrated. Make sure you eat. Never drink on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
All those little keys help. You need to do these things in order to be able to enjoy whiskey, bourbon, and rye.
Absolutely. I've got actually my supervisor at work. He just joined like a bourbon group, and he was all excited. I don't think he's gonna watch this, so I can talk about it. And it's supposed to be Scotch themed, and I don't think he's ever had Scotch. So A, he has no idea what he's in for, and B, he actually bought a kilt to wear to like this Scotch themed whatever, like, but it's a bourbon group. But I guess they're not the kind of bourbon group that hates Scotch. So he's trying to get all into it, and I'm like, have you had Scotch? Like, if you like it or not? So I'm like, so here's I guess maybe a potential topic question for someone who's never had Scotch, but probably do like bourbon, like, and Billy, I know you're more of a Scotch guy than you are, Gino. Any recommendations for like you'll know if you like Scotch, if you like, so like obviously avoid all the peated shit that like it's like very divisive and like really not for everybody. Like the kind of like more broad-based appeal. You said Glenfiddich. That's your go-to. Billy, you agree with that?
So for me, for Scotches, the Glenfiddich I think is a nice, easy way for somebody to get into it.
Mhm.
Very affordable. A couple of good expressions. Yeah, I wouldn't go with the peated stuff either because you have to build a taste and a tolerance.
Yeah,
for
100%.
And some of the other things like Monkey Shoulder is really nice. It's easy to get.
Yeah,
Monkey Shoulder I think is under $30.
Yeah, at least it used to be before the pandemic.
Yeah,
I haven't bought a bottle in a while, but yeah, you used to get it for like $20.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is now. Hopefully not too much more, but yeah.
And what?
It's a good one.
It's the Belvini Scotch? Or?
Yeah, Belvini's.
Yeah, Belvini. Yeah.
Now Belvini's a little more expensive, but yeah, Belvini's.
But see,
it's very enjoyable.
But I think the Belvini, why it is
orangey,
more expensive.
Yes.
I think if you wanted to step up your game in Scotches, that would still be a way to go where you're not going to be poor afterwards.
Yeah.
You can get a bottle of Belvini for less than $80 or right around there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would say there's a downside about Belvini, after you have your first sip, you'll never get that high again. So you'll go through the whole bottle trying to chase that.
I feel that 100%. Yeah.
So
yes,
what people say about heroin, not that I would know.
Yeah, and it's really, for me as a person who's into flavor, it really has a rich, authentic flavor to it. And if somebody gave it to you and they didn't tell you it was a Scotch, you wouldn't know it was a Scotch.
No. Yeah.
You wouldn't have any idea. And then that the Caribbean cast, forget about it.
Yeah. Hey, Jody's still mercifully untouched bottle by him at his house, just waiting for next time you come up.
Forget it. I'll tear the whole bottle down by myself.
But you won't have to because I'm gonna help you.
There you go.
Anyway,
let me know next time I may be there. I don't know.
Yeah, please do. Obviously, I just didn't know you were much on the Scotch, but
a little bit. I'm not into the peat, but I'm into it.
You'll like the Belvini.
Glenfiddich, I love the Belvini. Yeah, that's
okay. See, you're more of a Scotch guy than I realized. I guess I'm used to saying something about Scotch and getting like, sour looks.
I'm not into liquid dirt. I don't want them over, but I like that little bit of difference.
You don't want to know what it tastes like to be buried alive.
That's a phobia, but beyond that.
And this is gonna sound odd, but if you really want to have a good combination with Scotch, believe it or not, have a Scotch and a piece of fresh sourdough bread. Ooh. I promise you, it will change your world.
Oh, that would be good.
Oh, I want to do that.
I'm not talking about the sourdough stuff from Publix. go to a bakery where they make
real sourdough bread,
or make it, and have some of your sourdough bread with a scotch, and I promise you, you will have a new experience in your life.
Damn, I got to do that now. Thanks.
All right, bet. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because I really enjoy scotch. I'll just say, Chuck had a couple of good recommendations.
Balvenie Doublewood,
and the Balvenie Doublewood. Balvenie is amazing. Doublewood is excellent. Balvenie is one of those drinks for me that, like, if I'm trying to spoil myself, I'll get one kind of thing. Like, it's time to spoil myself a little bit. I'm gonna go for a Balvenie. Otherwise, like, I try to find like new bottles to try because I've not had as much experience with scotch, so it's more like I want to try something new because I already know that I really like this, or this one's okay, or what have you. But yeah, I would say Glenmorangie is a really great one. The Aaron 10, I've not had that, but I know I've had, obviously not the same thing. I've not had Aaron 10. I would say like the Jura 10 is a good one as well for someone who's new into it. Glenmorangie's great. I think there's a kind of a lower end expression of the Glen Ruthers is also another one you get in like the mid 40s. I can't remember which expression it was, but those are really good choices. So thanks guys for giving me that ammo to help talk to suck up to my supervisor. I mean, give him some advice that he'll appreciate.
One thing that really, my son did this for me last year, not this past year, but the year before. You got the whiskey advent calendar, the Old Ben 14. Yes, excellent stuff. And the reason why I can say that is because the advent calendar he got me 2 years ago was all Scotch driven.
Yeah, that's right.
So I got to try all those. The Oban was good. I mean, there was lots that were good that were not overly peated, not overly earthy.
Yeah.
I mean,
you would like the Tollerdine. I think if you're liking those others, I've brought it on the show before, and it's great because it's like almost like a breakfast tart or something like that. Like it's the like mid palate, and it's so damn good. Yeah. I'm a big fan of that one. Mark says that's from a non-Scotch guy who's talking about that Aaron 10.
Aaron 10 was good. I enjoyed that. I remember that. I've got that wrote down in my notes. The Oban 14, I've got that wrote down as well.
Yeah.
The Oban was good.
Definitely wants to check out. But yeah, I try to when I'm looking at scotches like that, I'm like, what's going to be like kind of a crowd pleaser, something you can share with other people, and everyone is likely to appreciate it if they can tolerate scotch at all. And again, that's the non-peated. We're talking about usually a Highland, Speyside, like these kinds of things that are, you get a lot more like of like the light fruit notes and things like that. And there's nothing really harsh, on the palate that's on offer there. I think a lot of scotch goes underappreciated, at least in the U.S., at least in bourbon country, it goes underappreciated because of that, because it gets a bad rap.
They hit that dirt feeling. If they get the wrong one, they hit that dirt feeling. It was like
it takes one step.
Yeah, and then they back away and they never go back.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah, but it's giving me some new ideas. Check out myself.
Here's my little topic for tonight.
All right.
So we know when it comes to bourbons, whiskeys, and even the scotches, there's a ton of money and research that goes into the bottle, the cork, the labeling, the marketing, the whole nine. But my thought today is what is in a name, So there are some names that, if you want to call them iconic in the bourbon world, if you will. So you have your Eagle Rares, your Buffalo Trace, your Stags Junior, your Stags period, But what's in a name? If I look around, we have names like Blood Oath, Heaven Hill, Old Ezra 7, Jack Daniels, even iconic. Yeah.
Because it tells a story.
It tells a story. So
that's the key.
So does a name have more than just play on words? Is it something that has to capture our hearts? And the reason what made me think about that, even for myself, when I come up with a name for my sauce, I don't just, sit here and try to come up with a name. I really just let it come to me. What do I want the name to echo? What taste or profile do I want to give to the customer who's looking at it? When you say Carolina honey mustard, when you say that in barbecue,
It's
people
Carolina
who are in,
barbecue.
It's evocative,
or
yeah.
even, one that I think was particularly good was the Alabama Slammer barbecue sauce,
Oh,
So I can tell you, and I've been fortunate never to, but the one place you don't want to get in a slammer is in Alabama, you know? So, but then you have, again, other iconic names, your Eagle Rares, Eagle, it represents America. It
rare.
represents boldness. Eagle, he's at the top of the game,
Yeah.
you know?
It's a
So
symbol, yeah.
what's in a name? What do you guys think they come up with these names? And some of them are named after somebody, or Colonel Taylor,
Yeah.
Elmer T, things like that.
The thing for me, the thing that I'll speak to just briefly is, so I'm going to nerd out on you here just for a second. So everyone has heard of or seen The Hobbit, right? Lord of the Rings, all this stuff, and I'm not going to go too much into that. But one of the things that made it such great storytelling is the author Tolkien. He would come up with a name essentially for a character, or like the name of a sword or something like that, or a name of a place, and he would start to tell a story around the name. He would come up with a name first, and then he would build a story out from it. That was just part of how he did his storytelling, and it captured so many imaginations. And I think that's one of the reasons why there's such an association between a name evoking a feeling, because outside of just like fantasy lore or whatever, like this has been pervasive throughout our culture for like since basically the 50s or 60s, whenever the Lord of the Rings came out. I'm not sure exactly when it came out, but like it became such a thing
before that. But
it was even older. Okay, so there you go. But that being neither here nor there, it tells you such a story of a place, a thing, an idea, a feeling that you attach a name to. Just like you're talking about Eagle Rare, you think, what do you think of when you think of an eagle, right? You think of this great majestic bird soaring high, and all this other stuff, and mountains and Americana and all this wonderful stuff. Like it evokes all of those feelings. It's catchy as hell because of it, right? That's what's in a name, is that it makes you feel something. So that's and that goes for anything, I think.
All right, and I just because even you have some of the new bottles, and when I say new, they're not as old as the Buffalo Traces and things like that, but like Penelope, it's I have to do the research, but where does Penelope? I hear the name Penelope and I think of a little girl,
or a beautiful lady.
Yeah, So again, is it all marketing? Is there something really behind it? We all know Jack Daniels, Uncle Nearest, their names are actually on their products. So we understand that. But what is for reserve?
The thing to think about that though, Billy, it is marketing.
Yeah.
When you hear the name Jack Daniels, what's the first thing you think? You think that glass bottle, that black label.
Yep. The white letters
and the old number 7.
Old number 7, absolutely. Yeah. And say what you will, even if you don't like Jack Daniels, Jack Daniels has such a market share. It's one of the only bottles that but one of the few bottles you can probably find on every continent in some way, shape, or form.
You could walk in, not even be able to speak the language.
Yeah, and no Jack Daniels. I give you a great example of this, just how much impact that label has and that name has. There's a friend of mine. He's from. He spends a good deal of time in Europe, like several months out of the year. He's in Europe. And when he goes, he'll bring a couple bottles of Jack Daniels for his friends who are local. And it's like, oh, it's Jack Daniels. You have Jack Daniels. Isn't that great? Jack Daniels. And I'm thinking like, you can find something that is cheaper and better, like all day long. In my opinion of others who are watching, that's way better than Jack Daniels. And you could bring that to his European friends, and they'd be like, oh, that's okay, kind of thing. But they're not going to get excited.
Right.
Because it's not Jack, even though it's something that is by close to objective metrics, something that is better
Evan Williams bottle
in every way. You could do the Evan Williams, white label, and it's a better whiskey for nearly half the price, right? So like you could do that, and they'd be like, oh, okay, but then you bring Jack Daniels. Oh, it's Jack Daniels. It's Jack Daniels. That it means something. It evokes something. You feel like you're taking part of something. That like you're getting to. This is America. This is Tennessee. This is whatever. Like you feel it, kind of thing. And so it means so much more to these people, even if it is kind of shit whiskey. So.
But what gives you that feeling? It's all the marketing.
Yeah, it's marketing. It's buy-in, puffery. If Jeff was here, he'd have said it 17 times at this point. Which,
but I mean, there's stuff that's come out there. I mean, it's right on target. It's what it's described to be. But then you've got those legends, and I believe myself, their legends are based on their marketing and the puffery that goes with it.
Absolutely. And also what I think about even something, let's say Jack Daniels. If you're in a foreign country, see somewhere, and you see Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola, you feel just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just a little bit better.
Because
especially
you know that you can order something that you can like and get through the day with.
Right. Yeah. So it's one of those things where, and it's weird because in some countries, Jack Daniels is more desired than other local stuff. So in certain parts of Japan and even in China, Jack Daniels is more popular than sake.
Yeah, I believe it.
100%. And it's quite expensive only because they consider it to be like a very high-end drink when we know differently.
Yeah.
And even throughout, I would say local times with here, you'll have brands like Coca-Cola and Jack Daniels. You'll have Ford and Harley Davidson,
Absolutely.
And these brands are so iconic that no matter where you see them, you know what it is.
Yep.
You'll never see Coca-Cola in blue.
Know what to expect.
Coca-Cola, whenever you see the
red and white,
it's always going to be red and white.
Yeah.
Always. When you see the Jack Daniels, you know what it is. Even if it's some kind of throw off or whatever it is, you know that kind of look of what Jack Daniels.
The shape of the bottle and everything, like it's all part of it.
Harley Davidson crest.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
100%. I want to read Chuck's. Chuck wrote us all right. Chuck says, this is The Godfather, by the way, folks. Some are all marketing. Others reinvent labels that were shuttered or gone defunct during Prohibition or after, but is the product representative of or that the recipe's been recreated? Let me read that again. Sorry. But is the product representative of or has the recipe been recreated?
The thing about
who's to tell? I mean, again, if Jeff were here, he'd be screaming puffery. Like some act like they have. I think some actually have. Some have maybe created an approximation of like palate wise what they're getting. But I mean, who's to say without knowing the particular distiller and that particular expression?
Well, and again,
I would say something that went defunct at Prohibition time, and someone's bringing it back. Who the F is alive that's still drinking this that knows what it was pre-Prohibition?
I mean, if they have, it must be written down.
If you got the money, you can find those bottles that are pre-Prohibition.
But people like that idea. That's a marketing thing. But it's pre-Prohibition. Oh, I feel like I'm, I'm taking part of some kind of cultural touchstone
style having to do with Prohibition. They put on the label.
Yeah.
Right.
And make a big deal out of it. Think of like Old Forester,
A couple of years back, I saw this wooden box, and it was a E.H. Taylor. I guess it's like a little box that the whiskey used to come in, and they wanted like I think 150 for the box, and it was just an empty box, you know, and it was a recreation. Of course, it wasn't like one of the original packaging. And here's the thing, you know, so Harley does it, Coca-Cola does it, Jack Daniel does it, but even in the cigar industry, they do it. The names that they come up with their cigars, they make it to where it's very romantic, where it's almost trying to seduce you.
Yeah.
You know, even the way they market it, like Camacho, you know, it's very bold, very the man's man cigar, you know, but it just makes you think that some of these names that they come up with, you know, what names didn't make it, you know, just to get,
that could be a topic for many other nights, honestly. Like,
so just, and I think I told you guys this. So when I came up with, I'm going to do a barbecue sauce, it was going to either be Cafe 305 or Beach Bum barbecue sauce. But Beach Bum didn't ring with me because it didn't really give a representation of Miami, right? And then Beach Bum didn't really make me think of barbecue on the beach. Like it almost didn't work.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't associate beach with barbecue.
Right.
Yeah, most people don't. And then also the word bum. Like I've seen like butt rub stuff like that for like dry rubs for barbecues and stuff like that. And that's kind of clever and stuff, but like overall I think you did way better.
Oh no, for sure. And even once I came up with the name, when it came to the style of lettering, listen, my head still hurts from coming up with this style of lettering. And if you look at the logo, you can see where it's kind of faded a little bit. So that font is called Bleeding Cowboy.
Bleeding Cowboy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was one of those things, guys, when I tell you, I probably looked at close to 300 different fonts.
Okay.
I was going blind. And when I saw this font, I was like, that's it. It's done. And as far as I'm concerned, the logo will never change. It's going to always be absolutely the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how a thing like a logo like that becomes iconic, is that you maintain it. That's why Jack Daniel's, Coca-Cola, you know, what Hershey's,
you don't even have
anything you can think of, Heinz, you know,
Heinz,
those have those look like on the ketchup, like.
But it's not only Heinz. If you look at a Heinz label, it's got a keystone on it. Every Heinz.
Hey, I'm from Pittsburgh. I know.
Keystone's on there.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, like this subject is a subject that we can talk about ad nauseum, but you know, I just was thinking about it because how cool is a name called Blood Oath? Yeah. You know, like blood, like you taking a pact.
Behind me.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah, so, Blood Oath, pack this, pack that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
you have to feel at least a little bit like a badass. I mean, with a name like Blood Oath on the bottle, like
And
I know I would.
My other thing is,
$400, but
if you're gonna have such a cool name like that, I almost feel like the product has to back it up.
Oh, 100%.
You know? Because we've all seen, what's the one you guys talked about a lot? Lead Slingers.
Yeah, Lead Slingers.
I mean, it sounds like a cool name, but
it's a cool like they're cool people. It's like the people did like Range 15 and a bunch of other, like they're fun people, right? But the whiskey is bad. It's very bad. But even that, I've seen the price go up and up because the brand recognition, the kind of celebrity behind it or what have you, like stuff like that drives the name up. But you know, we've talked about you know, other things like the Lusty Claw, the thing with the eagle head and it's all fucking badass and metal and stuff, like the topper. Like it looks gnarly as hell. Don't get me wrong, but like, but it becomes famous for that because the whiskey itself is not good at all, you know. And that's, you know, that becomes part of it. Is like it became all marketing at some point, and we forgot to make a product that people wanted, you know. So like, kind of put the cart in front of the horse. You don't do that, obviously, but the marketing aspect is important. Looking iconic is something important. Having a label that is going to be classic, and still, you know, really bold. You know, that shit's important, and you know. I'm biased, but I think you did a great job.
So. No. But you know, my thing is, I I want the name and the logo to be beyond me, meaning even while I'm still alive, I want people to look at it and be like, Jesus Christ, Cafe 305, huh? You know, I want it to invoke a thought, you know, because, you know, cafe kind of translate into tiny kitchen.
Yeah.
So when I started making this sauce, it was made in a small kitchen, you know, at home, small kitchen. This wasn't some
man. We seen the pictures. We know. Don't gotta tell us.
No, but it's just something that I was thinking about earlier today. You know, like Lever's Fork. There's a whole town. You know, so it's clearly represented. And I can tell you this: I don't think that logo or that name will ever change because it represents too much.
Yeah.
You know, whoever came up with it, it's going to surpass them, which it should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like same thing. You go back to Coca-Cola. That's the same logo.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go like Pepsi-Cola. How many times they changed their logo?
Mm-hmm.
Coca-Cola is the same because
why do they keep going back to the, you know,
you don't have to read English to know what that is.
Yeah. And believe it or not, Coca-Cola, if you made something that was similar to that font and looked that way and you tried to get a copyright on it, it wouldn't even make it out the mail.
Yeah.
Because it's so iconic that the way that kind of thing works, if there's anything similar or close to it, not sure you can bootleg and make something on a shirt. Like I seen a guy on TikTok. He does patches on hats. And it says, one of them says cocaine, but it's shaped like the Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do that and get away with it, but if he ever tried to, if he ever tried to get any kind of rights reserved on that, it wouldn't.
Well, yeah, because you're basically kind of plagiarizing a likeness, even if it's not verbiage. Exactly. You're plagiarizing the likeness. You're trying to invoke the Coca-Cola thing,
right?
When it's not Coca-Cola, and you're piggybacking basically,
right? So
and they got the lawyers, man.
Oh, listen, but it's one of those things where they almost wouldn't need lawyers because it wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show you how iconic and how Americana that whole thing is. You know,
100%.
So, just something I thought about sometimes.
No, I mean that's cool. I think it was a good topic.
Yep.
We probably should wrap up. I know we're supposed to. We're past our time. I was having fun, so I don't care. Like on nights like this, I really don't care at all. And we weren't there last week, and you know, it just feels good being back. I mean, that's why we come here. So.
No, but it was a good show. And listen, again, just having the conversation means a lot. We get together. I think we're at the point to where we don't even care too much about the viewership. Right. We like to get on here and talk some trash and have fun.
Yeah, I'm here for you guys.
And
like, this is
Jennifer. We love you. You comment all the time. We love you.
We're attention whores, Jennifer, and we appreciate your
attention. You give us. Join our VRP. Join the VRP. Contribute. Join us online. You got,
Yeah. And here's one more time before we go. I'm gonna post up her the link to her viral video.
Yes.
Please check that out. Please check it out in the comments. This has been great. It was good seeing everyone again. I'm glad everyone has survived the thaw. Jody's out. Jody is teaching a class right now on Monday nights. He'll be out for a little while yet, so it's going to be little old me at the helm. But that said, much love to everyone. Please stay warm, be safe, drive like you know each other, watch that ice, and see you next Monday, all right?
Yes, sir. Be good to yourselves.
Cheers.
Be good. Boom.